And it's hard to not have your stomach turn reading. It detailed that the baby's ribs were protruding from its body with its stomach caved in. And in the arrest report, it also says that medical officials noted the baby was extremely malnourished, weighing just around 7 pounds. And for some comparison and context, according to the CDC, the average weight of a 5-month-old boy is typically around 16 pounds, over double of that. The arrest report says, upon investigation, JSO was also given surveillance video showing McGowan abusing this 5-month-old boy, hitting him repeatedly, among other acts, in the clubhouse of her apartment complex just days before the child's death. Action News Jax's law and safety expert Dale Carson is a former FBI agent and police officer with decades of experience. He says this report paints the picture of a woman incapable of controlling her emotions.
Clearly, the behavior of the mother in this case is, well, it's tragic is what it is. I mean, it clearly is someone who has no ability to control her emotions, no impulse control.
Tanaya McGowan in Jacksonville took to social media after the incident, posting photos of what appears to be her now deceased child, saying the hospital still wouldn't tell her what happened. According to the arrest papers, McGowan also told investigators the baby had never been taken to the doctors after his birth, something Carson says is typical and usually intentional in the case of an abused or neglected child.
If a child had been in medical care, clearly they would have foreseen what the prognosis might have been if the child wasn't properly cared for, and they are obligated under the law to contact law enforcement and to disclose these issues.
Carson says in a case like this, with the alleged combination of neglect and abuse ending in the death of a child, that typically carries up to 30 years in prison. Carson also noted the fact that the abuse was memorialized, as he called it, or caught on video. A court would be more likely to go for the maximum sentence if there is a conviction. But he says cases like this don't typically go to trial. Instead, they typically end in plea deal agreements. For local coverage you can count on, live from the north side of...
Now, before I get into my rant, I just want to say rest in peace to this poor child. And God bless all the kids who are suffering with parents they shouldn't be with. I'm not understanding what is going on in this world. I am not understanding why you women even decide to have children. There are so many ways to get rid of kids if you do not want them. And you're probably like, damn, Tay, that's harsh. Oh, I'm harsh? I love how everybody's going to say because I'm telling her to get a smushmortion, that's harsh. But this bitch could be wailing on her kid, not feeding her kid. But it looks like she's promiscuous. So that's what her main focus is, right? But I'm harsh, right? You right now to really grasp this in your fucking head. Kids are not easy. Being married is not easy. Whoever told you guys this, please understand, being a mother is not easy. It's a constant stress to always make sure your kids are okay, your kids are fed, your kids' well-being is fine, your kids are safe at all times. So if you think in your mind, I'm going to have a kid because it's cute to be a baby mama, or I'm going to keep a kid because I want to keep, to get the man upset at me or whatever, please don't. Please don't, because women like you guys should be dog walked. Women like you should be molly-walked. I don't care what you say. I pray to God that bitch gets fucked up in prison. I pray to God somebody does something to her in prison, because you mean to tell me that this woman had a kid and you didn't feed him? You carried that baby in your stomach for 9 months and you didn't feed him. You didn't feel anything in your stomach and you didn't feed this kid? You are fucking tripping. Understand, I've suffered a lot of abuse growing up as a kid, and that's probably the reason why I have a mouth like I do. And that's the reason why I don't like people to have kids when they don't understand what they're getting themselves into. You put your life down on the line for these kids. Their well-being is everything. There is no way in hell that I would be able to live with myself if my kids were not fed. I would work 3 jobs, 4 jobs. I would do whatever I can to make sure my kids were fed, to make sure they don't have a life I ever lived in. So the fact that there's women like you that have children and carry them in 9 months in your stomach and you don't give a fuck, you don't care? Well, guess what now, baby? While you're behind bars getting mollywopped, we sure ain't gonna care either. So like I said, you make that bed you lay in, baby. Now you get to sit in shit. And I pray to God, I swear, y'all, you can call me harsh, call me whatever you want. These kids are our next generation, you guys. But a lot of women are so clueless and delusional and don't have a mind that thinks future-wise. These kids need us. These boys and little girls need us. Stop having kids. Don't nobody want you to have a kid if you're like this. Nobody's forcing you to have kids. I don't know what's up with a lot of women in this generation where they think having a kid and keeping it is the best option when there's all these other options. Ladies, I'm telling you right now, if you cannot handle a lot of stress, if you get mad easily and you're very impatient as fuck, if you're not financially stable and you don't even like spending money on your man, you don't even like spending money on anybody, don't have a kid. Don't have a kid, because that kid's going to be begging for your attention at all times. And the fact that, you guys, how old was the baby they just said? 5-month-old? How skinny was the baby, you guys? Are you seeing the baby, you guys? That doesn't break your heart, you guys? Fuck, man. I don't understand why women are like this. I don't understand how you guys are supposed to be the nurturers, the carers, the ones who love and all that, and you guys are lacking big time. Real big time. And I'm not discrediting all the good mothers. To all the good moms out there, God bless you and thank you for loving your children. But I'm sorry, man. A lot of you women don't deserve kids at all. You really don't. And it's so sad that there's women out here struggling to have kids. There's women out here who have to take shots to have kids. And there's women who wish they could have that baby. And you mean to tell me that baby had a life and lost it within a couple of months? He didn't even have a fighting chance. Man, I pray to God, man, like I said, count your days, ladies. Count your days, because the more shit you keep doing, my mom always said this and I never knew what it meant. You do reap what you sow. You really do. Because if you guys remember the Gable Fernandez case, the little boy, that woman, his mom or whatever, she got her ass beat in prison. Like she should. Like she should have. I'm sorry, you guys. These type of stories bother me a lot because I just don't see it in my heart, you know? For me, I don't want to put my hands on my kids because I was severely abused as a kid. Like, I've talked about this multiple times. My mom used to leave me on the street. My mom used to rip my hair out. I'm literally bald on the side of my hair because my mom used to be so abusive. My mom used to let people beat on me. My mom used to leave me anywhere. You don't know half the shit I've been through. You don't know half the scars I have on my body because of my mom. I don't like people fucking hugging me because of that. I don't like people touching my back because of my mom. So when I tell you, I understand this to the fucking core of it, you guys. And this is so sickening. I am like sick to my stomach. I just cannot believe that there are women in this world that are this evil and truly this sick. And it really hurts my feelings, you guys. This probably has to be the worst video I've made so far. Wow, women. Thank you. You are the reason why I do what I do. You're the reason why I fight for men. I fight for what I do because women like you, man, y'all are pieces of fucking shit. And you're the reason why the world is the way it is. Fuck you.